Hey everybody, I think I've got a couple people here it looks like. So I'm just working on my cover here. Thought I'd pop on here really quick and do a little bit of a live video. So if you guys are here, please comment and that way I'll know you're here. So welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'd like to welcome you. So yeah, I'm working on this cover. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's a motorcycle themed for a friend of mine, and she would like to have it motorcycle themed, red and purple, with floral and like a vintage feel to it. And it's going to be um, about her journey with a new bow. So she was married for a long time, and her husband passed away, and she's met someone else special, and she wants to have a journal that she can document their life together. They're both into motorcycle riding, and so I have some fabric hearts that I'm going to put on here to bring in kind of the love theme that she wanted. And then I have my signatures here, and they're all prepared, ready to go in. So as you guys pop in, just let me know that you're here so that I know I'm not talking to myself, and feel free to jump in and chat. So just thought I'd come on here while I was working. So I got some of these images from my friend Dawn. We met for lunch yesterday, about 2 hours from each of our homes, and we did a little swap. So, and she also created this digital here. It didn't print out on my printer the way that it was supposed to. It's supposed to have red flowers and stuff, so I'm going to be filling that in. And then I have some things here from Lindsay from Nevermore Creations. I have tea-dyed paper that I've gotten in various swaps. And then I have some floral pages from a catalog. So I just thought I would kind of put it all together that way. So that's going to be the first signature. The second signature is going to have, they each have about 8 or 9 pages. And she wants lots of room for journaling. This is a kit I got on Etsy. I can't remember where I got it, but anyway, I should have been a little more prepared maybe. But yeah, this is a digital kit with vintage motorcycles, so that'll be the second signature. Third signature, again, this is floral, love themed, and motorcycle. So, and purple and red. So pulling all that together has been a little bit of a challenge, but it's been fun. And I just hope my friend will enjoy this and be able to use it to document her new relationship. So that'll be fun. And here's the last signature. This was a little potpourri picture from a gardening catalog. So I thought that went really well with the colors. So I kind of, you guys, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know that color kind of drives my decisions. So, and she is a Christian, so I have some verses in here for her. So let's go ahead and just get started. If you're here, go ahead and pop on and let me know you're here. And hope you guys are having a good day. I know it's Easter for some people, not for others, but happy Sunday anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and just start here. So what I've done is I have a backing here, which is just like a cotton backing. And I just have various, as you can see, different fabrics on there. And so my plan is to stitch this piece down, and then I have the same fabric that I'm going to put up here. And then I kind of want to stitch some hearts on here, just around here and there, if it makes sense. One thing you need to keep in mind when you are doing a patchwork cover, which I have found, is you need to keep in mind when it's folded how it's going to appear, what's going to be on there. So you don't want to do a lot of decorative stitching on the edges. As you can see, I do what I call sloppy stitching. It's just a running stitch that I put on there. Sometimes I'll do a little bit more than that. So as you can see, this is my base, and I have quite a lot of overlap. Some people make their fabric covers go right to the edge, but I don't sew mine because you can do that and then sew on the, perimeter on the outside of it. I can't do that because I don't sew with a sewing machine. So that would be hard to do by hand and get it straight because I don't cut fabric straight. It's another problem I have. So my mom and I have a joke. We say we don't do the F word fabric. But anyway, so I'm going to take these off so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. So this is going to be my front cover or my front corner. And when this base goes on there, then I'm going to fold, of course, all of this up, right? And then kind of, so as I'm working on it, I will do this every so often so I can see what that cover is going to look like and what's going to show up on there. Obviously, I need to put something there, but now you can get an idea of how that cover is going to look. So, oh, you don't cut straight either. I know. I tried so hard, you guys. When I cut it huge, and then I cut it down from there. So I'm like, I think I'm just going to do patchwork because then it doesn't matter. And getting the lines straight on a patchwork, if you mess up, see, like here, this is not straight. So that's why I'm going to go in there, obviously, to cover up the background, but also you can just pop a straight piece in there and then ta-da, you're good. So that's always fun to do. So yeah, I'm going to just get going here, and if you guys want to chat about something or have questions as we go along, feel free to let me know, and I'll try to pay attention to what's happening. So I'm just going to start down here. I guess I should be on camera. In frame, I guess. All right. And then I just literally go like that. I mean, it's a running stitch. Be careful not to poke yourself in the finger or thumb. I do that all the time. By the time I get done, I usually have marks up on my thumb there. And I could wear something like people put band-aids on there, I've seen, to kind of protect it. But I just go with the flow. So I'm just going to run that stitch along there. I'm not particular about how far. I try to get them about the same, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time because I like that rustic kind of look, and that's what she wants too, is kind of a rustic feel to it. Especially with the digitals and the images that I'm going to have on there, they're more vintage looking. So yeah, it's going to be fun because she's going to record her new romance. So she's been married quite a while. Her husband passed away. They're very dear friends of mine. And he passed away, and she has met someone else. And her husband were very much into the motorcycle world and volunteering for different projects and things to do with the motorcycle world. And so she knew her new beau. She knew him prior, and they kind of started dating, and she now is going to want a journal so she can kind of document their travels and where they go and all that. And they like to go to concerts, so she's going to put concert tickets in here and photos of places they go or maps. So yeah, I thought that was a fun idea. Didn't think of doing that for a journal, but she thought of it, and I was like, okay, I'm in. So he likes red, she likes purple, and that was like, okay, I didn't want it to be like, what do they call that? The Red Hat Society. So I was like, which she does belong to, but I was like, I want to kind of incorporate another color. So I brought blue in, because red and blue makes purple. So I just thought that was a natural way to go. And I do like how it's come together. It's very eclectic, which is good because that's what our aim was. So again, I'm just stitching along here, chatting away. So you guys having a good Sunday? My kids are gone. Some of you know, I don't know if you know, but I live with my two grown children, my husband and my 2-year-old grandson. So when I say the kids, I mean my daughter, her boyfriend, and my grandson. But my son had to work today, so he's gone. And then my daughter and gang, they all went somewhere. I don't even know where they went. I haven't talked to her. But yeah, my grandson, he's getting quite big. He's my only grandson, or my only grandchild. She says the only one I'm ever going to have, but we'll see about that. But he does like my craft room a little too much, so we don't let him in here too often. He gets himself in trouble. So yeah, when you're stitching, I mean, I found that for me, it's just best to work on the top of it. I have seen other people that will go go down and then pull it underneath and then come back up. But I just find that working on the surface helps me to keep tension on there. I don't use a hoop or anything to hold this. I just literally keep flattening it and holding it out flat and then just stitching along. So you'll see me do that every so often. I'll just kind of pull it along and, I even do a couple stitches at a time. Now, if you do that, you have to be careful when you pull that, because this can, well, here, let me show you, that can cinch up and get a pucker in there. So you got to constantly be flattening that out. Okay, so the thing we want to keep in mind is where the middle of this journal is going to be. When I start putting these hearts on, I want to make sure that they're going to be seen and not covered up. I do plan on putting something on the cover. As far as an image, I'll probably use a chipboard base on that, cover it in some kind of coordinating paper, and then put an image on there. So, yeah, my friend Dawn, she has her channel on here. She's not too active on it right now, but we were talking yesterday, and maybe she'll be starting that up again. But she has ephemera packs, and I met up with her yesterday and got a whole bunch of motorcycle themed items from her. So that's where I got those vintage images. Now on the back, when I tie it off, I just literally double knot tie it and snip it off. And the reason I'm not really particular how that looks is this is going to be glued down to the base, so that'll help to secure that knot as well. I have seen people put a little bit of fabric tack on there, and I don't think that's a problem either, but it's not something that I do. So here's that little piece on there. And I like that has blue in it, but it also has a little bit of that cream color, so it kind of lightens everything up. So I didn't want it to get too dark. So I'm just tying a knot here. I'm going to go ahead and put that other piece on there. You guys probably know how to do this, but if not, I'm showing you. Grab my scissors. So I was working on this yesterday, and I did the knot, and then I snipped it off like 3 times in a row. I don't know what I was doing. All right, so this up here, I kind of like to overlap it up at the top just a little bit. And this is, as you can see, not cut straight. So I may put that end up there. You have to remember that's going to be folded away. So we don't want it too busy, because you've got this pattern here and this pattern here. So having this upper part down here might be a little too busy. That's just my mind's eye. So I'm going to put it that way. Plus this edge wasn't straight. So I hang it over a little bit, and then I come back and trim that off, because again, I don't cut fabric. So getting started, I always try to start down into the lower portion of the piece, because if you start at the top and work down, if this piece is really close to the top, you're going to get down here and it's not going to cover this down here. It could slip up. This is pretty far down, but I always just start in the middle or lower section so that helps me. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys do any slow stitching and if you've tried to do this kind of cover or where you at, as my son says. I like to do patchwork ones because they're fun. I think it adds a lot of color without, you know, doing a whole lot of effort as far as layering and things like that. I mean, I am layering the fabric, but it kind of does the work for you. All the colors just, and patterns just kind of forms it for me. So, I'm not doing anything this weekend, but I am next weekend taking my husband to a crab feed. So, I live at the Oregon coast and Depot Bay is having a crab feed. So, I bought tickets and we're going. We don't get out very often by ourselves, so it'll be nice. He doesn't know. Hope he doesn't watch this. I don't think he does. He's in the other room, but he made my craft room kind of soundproof. My room is in the middle of my house, so when he built it, he put like sound deadening in the wall between, I'm kind of between the living room and another bedroom. So he put sound deadening in between because the other bedroom's where my grandson lives. So he can get kind of loud at 2. He doesn't talk much, but he can get loud. So I've been trying to upload pictures too for Melody Maid has her 5-minute Fridays, and so that's hashtag 5-minute Fridays 23. And the idea is that you share or make a video sharing 5 photos that tell a little bit about you. So I think that's a good way for me to connect with people who watch my channel because I can't get on here a whole lot. And when I do, I'm kind of straight to business, you know. So that's just my personality. So yeah, it's a way for me to kind of connect. And I've known Melody for probably 3 years now. And we just, in January, did a retreat together. So that was a whole lot of fun. Did that here at the Oregon coast. There was 8 of us. That was a lot of fun. Dawn was there too, and she said, you know, I really miss everybody. It was a good 3 days of journaling together, so. I'm just going to snip this off. All right, so I have the base all done, it looks like. And there's that. What do you guys think? And I'm going to go ahead and start putting on some of these fabric hearts. So this has a little orange in it. I don't think I want that. So I did discover I don't have a whole lot of red. So I am going to put an image on here of some sort or something like that. I'm also thinking about putting on the back of the cover, once I get the cover made, I'll put a denim pocket on there. I thought that would look really cute with this, and my friend would like that. So now again, remember, I'm going to put this down here. Let me pull this up a little. So, and this looks a little more orangey on camera, but it's not, it's red. So we need to remember that this is going to fold up and about this far. So we need to put this up further. Okay, so if I put it here, I also have to remember that I'm going to have an image on there, and that image is probably going to be centered. So I don't want to put it too close. So maybe over here, maybe about right there is what I'm thinking. But I want to make sure that that's going to be in there. So see, when I put this here, this is going to fold up and be gone. So I need to decide, am I going to put an image on there or aren't I? And I think I will, but I'll probably put it on a piece of fabric and then put that over. So let's see, I'm just thinking, sorry. Yeah, that can come down just a little bit. So I think right there is going to be okay. Cross your fingers. Hope for the best, right? Let me just put this in a knot. Get started. And I'm just going to start stitching it. So I'm thinking on the hearts I'm going to do a little bit of a different stitch. I think this is called a leaf stitch. I don't know. Most of my crafting, it was taught to me by my mom, so and she was taught by her grandma or her mom. So a lot of things like crochet, I can crochet, but I don't read patterns. So people, I'll make something and they'll say, well, what's that stitch? I don't know. I mean, even the basics, like I guess I could look it up on YouTube or something, but I don't even know what the stitches are. And I make blankets and baskets and hats, scarves, all kinds of stuff. But I don't read the pattern. All right, so this is just a little bit more time consuming, but I like the look of that chain stitch. I think that's what it's called now that I think about it. Makes sense to me. When the teacher has to be the one to ask questions, right? I wouldn't say I'm a teacher. I'm just sharing. So yeah, here we go. And I could do a different color on here. The reason that I kept the stitching, first of all, I wanted it to show. And then secondly, I wanted it to all be the same so that there's that continuity. If you get too many colors going, then it's hard for your eye to see individual things. Oh, I guess I should be on camera here. So yeah, if I don't know what you guys know but about me or have heard in my prior videos, but for over 30 years I've sold paint and now like house paint, and now I work for a house painting company for the last 5 years. So I know a lot about color, probably more than most people should. And I do plan on doing a video about how I use color to make my decisions when I'm crafting. So if that's something you're interested, let me know in the comments so that I know what to do here. All right, so, and these hearts, I mean, they look great, but I didn't cut them out. My friend had a whole package of different colored ones. She just gave me this whole pack, and they're all different colors and different patterns and stuff. So they're all cut out and they're all the same size. So I love that. Can you use this? I'm like, oh yeah. Because if I had to cut out a heart, we would be here for days. So I'm going to reach up here and just grab, I've got some, oops, sorry, some stick pins. And sometimes when I'm working on this, I will just pin this off a little bit, because just pin this down to itself, because that way it's kind of out of my way. It makes it hard when you have a lot of fabric in the way. So I just poked myself. All right, so getting a little close to the edge here on this, so I got to be careful. Sounds like my husband's watching TV in the other room. Hope you guys can't hear that. So if you're here, say hi. I'd like to say hi to you. Well, I can say hi whether you tell me hi or not. Hello. So this is my second live video, and I find it's a little different because you feel like you're talking to yourself. I know that when I do a regular video, I am talking to myself basically, but this is like other people are there, but I feel like I'm talking to myself. Thank you, Andrea. Hello. I'm glad I'm not alone in the cutting fabric. I would literally hire somebody to cut fabric for me. It's so bad. Maybe trade. I do have something else I want to share with you today too. So I've been watching Ceri the Crafter, Ceri the Crafter, and he's in England and Wales, and I have been binge watching him. I love his channel, love his ideas, and he shared these. Here, I'm going to show you because they're just too fabulous. He shared these little butterflies. I'm going to pull this over. Sorry for the plastic here. This is spontaneous, but so this is what it is, and I just ordered them online. You just look up a kaleidoscope of butterflies and you'll find them. And the cool thing about these is, okay, so I make these, I make charms out of photo slides. I don't know if you guys have seen that video or not that I did on the process on how I do that, but I alter them and make charms out of them. So I'm going to show you, I'm getting it off of the key ring here. So this is one that I made recently. Let me put this back. I have a key ring with my tassels on it. So hold on just a minute. Okay, so as you can see, that is a photo slide, and I decorated it up, and then I put this little beaded birdhouse. It's so cute. My mom made that. And then look at this on the back. You see how the butterfly is double-sided? I was like, oh my gosh, because the other ones I made, I just put paper behind here, and I was like, that'd be so cool if I could make it like a specimen card. So these little butterflies, they're double-sided, and they just pop out. They're in here, and each one comes with pastels and then like the brighter ones. And literally all you do is just pop it out. They're perforated, and then pop it out, and look, it's the same on the back. Who thought of this is brilliant. So Ceri shared that on his channel, and I ordered them, and I made this little charm. This is my prototype. So I'm going to be doing a video on this, not on how to make this part because my mom made that, and I can do beadwork, but that would be too complicated to show in a video. But I love these little butterflies, so I had to share that with you guys. I was like, I have to share this. Somebody must know. And they weren't too expensive. I did order them from England. I guess they have an outlet here, he said, but I couldn't find them or they were sold out. Yeah, that was it's in Texas and they were sold out. But it wasn't too expensive and I ordered 2 packs of them. But I think they're really cool. And I thought of so many other ways you could use them being double-sided like that. So that's my little tip for today. Double-sided butterflies. I wish they made flowers too. That'd be cool. Maybe I should write a letter or an email. Maybe a letter. So yeah, just going along here. One thing I did want to mention, you don't want to split your thread. I almost did that right here. So if you've never done embroidery, that's one of the things that can happen. You can split your thread. And in this stitch, you don't really want to do that. And then I always make sure as I'm going along that, you know, this is somewhat flat. It's going to pucker a little bit, but it's not going to be bad because you can just kind of pull that out when you're going around. So, and, you know, especially if it's a rusticy looking journal, it looks good anyway. So, which is good because if I had to be perfect, I wouldn't be doing any of this. That's what I love about journal making is, you know, you can do things precise and perfect, or you can do things a little sloppy and messy if that's your crafting style. And that's definitely my crafting style. I guess I want to say sloppy looking, not sloppily made. That's a big difference. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Carrie's channel, CERI the Crafter, he's awesome. Check him out. Show him some love. And he's got really good ideas. He does a lot of mixed media. He does a lot of layering ideas. You know, some of the things I've seen on other channels, obviously, because there's only so many things we can make, but his technique is really, I like his technique. I like the way he explains how he does things, his process. So I have been binge watching him for a couple weeks now. I probably watch at least 4 of his videos. Oh, I would say a week. I don't do a lot of craft videos during the week unless I am crafting. So, and I work full time, so I usually craft on the weekends, sometimes after work, but most of the time just on the weekends. I may have to add thread here. Oh, and I wanted to talk about what I use too. This is just a cotton crochet thread. I like to use that, or I actually used embroidery floss too, but because I wanted this all kind of this neutral color, I like I don't know, the cotton seems to have a little bit softer feel to it. And I like that. I gotta check my comments, guys. I'm bad. Chiquita, hello. I'm glad you were here, or are here. Yeah, we're just having fun. So I don't know how long you've been here, but my friend has asked me to make a journal for her new romance with her new beau. Her husband passed away, and they were into motorcycling, and her new guy is also. Hi, Mandalee. How are you? So she said red, she said purple, motorcycles, floral, and vintage. So that's what I'm working on. Here is just the cover part of it. And I've just been chatting about everything. Hi, Regina. Hope you're doing well. Regina is my mom's caregiver, and she's awesome. I'm going to say it, Regina. I don't care. You're awesome. My mom gets to see her twice a week, and they have a really close relationship, so that's awesome. Okay. Hey, Dawn. Dawn, she's here. So remember when I said earlier that Dawn, my friend, met her for lunch and got some ephemera from her? Well, she's here. Look, Dawn. That's the first cover in my journal. Recognize it? And this is a paint chip. I'm going to make a pocket out of that. And your digital kit, it didn't print off on my printer with red. It printed yellow because I'm out of red, I guess. But that's okay. I used it anyway because the rest looks awesome. So Dawn said, "Oh, I can make you a couple digital pages." I was like, "Yay!" Yeah, Dawn does a couple different digitals. Her and I met in a Facebook group, and she had her very first digital, and I was her very first customer to buy her digital. Right, Dawn? So that was cool. And then we've met up now twice, yesterday and when I did our retreat. So we've chatted online and been in a couple groups together and stuff, but I'm having trouble with my thread here, so hold on. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Dawn, go ahead, please. Share your shop. Everybody share your shop. If you have a channel, share your channel. It's all about chatting and sharing and crafting. So pop it in there if you've got any of those things. Let us know. Oh, can't share if you're not a moderator. Well, if I knew how to do that, I would make somebody help me be a moderator. Learning here. I've had a couple people want to do a, what do you call that? Like a, where you share your screen with another person. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so what happened here? I don't know. Let me see. Oh, I see what happened. So I went through the loop backwards. Oh yeah, it happens. Don't cinch it up. Oh, okay. I gotta concentrate a minute. Chat among yourselves. All right, what happened here? Oh, I see what happened. Okay, I have to undo this. Uh-oh. A live craft mistake. Oh no. Good thing I'm not self-conscious about it, huh? So what happened was I went and started where I left off, but then, and of course now I have a knot up here. Oh dear. Just when you think you're doing something good. All right, we're going to just SO, start over. There we go. Yeah, Dawn, why don't you tell everybody how many journals you've made this year? Go ahead. Go ahead. She told me yesterday. Hi, Sam. Thank you. I'm trying to thread my needle right now, so I'm off camera doing that. Hey, Renelle. Okay, so Renelle, she went to our retreat too, with me and Dawn and Melody and Beth, bunch of ladies. It was so fun. We didn't want to stop and we want to go back already. And it was funny because Melody and I coordinated the retreat, and we were just looking at open dates. And so we were like, okay, the 26th through the 30th. And so we booked it. And then I realized my birthday's January 28th. I was like, my family's like, really? You really? You're going there for your birthday? I was like, well, I forgot that the 28th was between, I was concentrated on the beginning and ending dates of the retreat. So I forgot, didn't pay attention to what was in between. But now it was so much fun. I think I might make it an annual. We had a good time. Oh, Dawn. Oh, let me scroll up. You must have told them how many you made. Where are you? Did you? Yep, she did. I knew it. I was like, I know. She's a machine. Journal making machine. No. Dawn, you should tell him how you coordinate your ephemera. I thought that was brilliant. She does that a little different than what I've seen. She does it by season, so. Heck yeah. Renelle, right? Heck yeah. Dawn and I were talking about that yesterday. So, for you guys that weren't at our retreat, we went to lunch or dinner, I'm sorry, on my birthday. And when we were there, it's a little restaurant in Yachats that my son works at. And one of his coworkers waited on us. Of course, my son he works in the morning. So, anyway, his coworker was just a great guy, and he kept saying, heck yeah, heck yeah. And so Don and I, when we were talking yesterday, we want to make, next year for our second annual Oregon Beach Retreat, we want to make t-shirts that say, Oregon Beach Retreat. Heck yeah, Junk Journal Retreat. Second annual. We were just, after that, we just kept saying, heck yeah, everything. It just makes me laugh just thinking about it. I know, Renelle. I knew you'd love it. I know. It's going to be great. And we'll just have like a thumbs up and a smiley face. Heck yeah. Oh well. We tipped him really well because he was he was great. I'm thinking about a purple heart over here. What do you guys think? Well, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, that one got done. There that one is. So I like how it's turning out so far. I might put some buttons on here too. I love buttons. So I gotta keep popping on here. Oh, tote bags. Think about that. Or coffee cups. I would say sun hats, but beach retreats in January in Oregon, Probably don't need a sun hat. Oh, let's get back up here. I'm just having trouble here, guys. It's okay. Oh, thanks, Don. Yeah, these hearts, my friend gave them to me. They're all cut the same size, which is great because I was discussing earlier, I don't cut fabric very well. So, yeah, she gave me a whole bunch. I have all these different colors and they're all the same size. So I just like that idea. I have made tassels out of them. I stuffed them and stitched around them and then made a tassel with beaded dangles on it. So that was cool. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do for a tassel on this. She did want a tassel, but okay, so how do I decide what pattern? What was that? Oh, now my comments went away. Hold on. How do you decide what pattern and material and colors to use? So, I use, well, I don't know how to explain it. So, like I said, I've sold paint for a long time, so color really is what drives me. I usually do like complementary colors, and then I like to keep it at about 3. So I realize that there's some green in here, there's some yellow, there's this teal color, a little bit of this kind of reddy orangey color. But I was sorry, I was distracted. So I kind of choose 3 colors. That's my basic rule is 3 colors. And because she wanted purple and red, I pulled in the blue because red and blue makes purple. So that was an easy one. So if you want really contrasting colors, you're going to choose opposite on a color wheel. So I do suggest getting a color wheel or at least looking up one online, seeing what that's about. But that's, I don't know, that's kind of how I do things is color drives everything when I'm creating a journal. And then the theme would be second. But my theme, Don and I were talking about that yesterday at lunch, and it's like my theme is usually a blend of different things. So I do vintage, I do, okay, you failed color wheel class. Oh no. But yeah, so a color wheel, it's pretty basic. So you have your 3 colors, and if I had mine, I thought I had it up here, but I don't use it very much. I just use it in my head. Maybe I could draw a picture, but oh, I do have a color wheel. Okay, hold on. Color lesson, impromptu color lesson. See, look, this one's still in the package. That's how much I used it. I did get this because I want to do a video on color. All right, so you got your color wheel. Here's your basic color wheel, right? Bye, Sam. So, your basic 3 colors is red, blue, and yellow. Those are your primary colors. And so on a color wheel, you'll see yellow, red, and blue. It's like a triangle, right? Then you have your secondary colors, which are between your primaries. So between blue and red, you have red, violet, violet, and blue. So these colors, they're red and blue, but depending on which way you go, it's going to go more blue or more red. Same with the yellow. So yellow, between yellow and blue, you have greens, but over here you have more of a blue green. Here you have more of a yellow green. So when I think about color, I think about undertone of the color, right? So if you have a green, is it a yellow green or is it a blue green? And then that way that helps you decide what other colors to put with it. And then red, of course, is between, orange is between red and yellow. And depending on how you go, that's warmer or cooler, redder or more yellow. All right, then, so, and as you can see that right here. See, you have yellow, you add blue, you get green, you add white, you get a lighter tone, and you add black and you get a deeper tone, right? So, and a lot of people kind of mess up those terms. So, tone is just the intensity of the color, right? And tint is when you add white to it, it becomes, that's a tint. And a tone is when you add gray or black. Or shade. Shade is black. Okay. So basically, if you add white to a color, it's going to make it lighter. If you add black to a color, it's going to make it darker. If you add gray to a color, you're going to get a muddied color. That's basically how I kind of think about it. But then you have your secondaries. So in this case, I have red and she wanted purple, right? Well, in between there is blue. I mean, to the side of that, purple's between red and blue. I'm okay. So you could do any of the colors in here. And then, as you can see, I've pulled in a little bit of this color, which is opposite, but that's okay because it's still in that same, the blue tone is still in there. The red is in there. So that little bit of yellow is contrasting, but it's not as contrasting as if I did, green and red, which are complete opposites on a color wheel. So as you can see, when you look across a color wheel, the color that's straight across is the most contrasting color. And so the blue, your contrasting color is orange, and yellow would be purple. So if you look at sports teams, they all, not always, but a lot of them choose colors that are opposite on the color wheel because that's going to get the most attention. So that's kind of how I think about it, is it's going to be more attention, right? So, and then on the back here, this has your color families. So here's your complementary colors, and this is your triad. That's the blue, the yellow, and the red. And then you have your complementary colors are the colors next to that. So that's how most people will go. And then you can do your contrasting colors, but that's just the basics of a color wheel. So there you go. Impromptu color class. Hope you guys like that. But yeah, so for this, it was the purple and the red, pull in the blue, and then that's how I did it. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, remember when they used to do those makeup things? My mom took me to one of those when I was in high school, and they like, you're an autumn, you're a spring, or whatever. And yeah, that was weird. And they had you put up these color swatches up to your skin and stuff, but I don't know. That was kind of weird. Does anybody else remember that? Or am I just thinking about that? I was like 15, I think. I don't remember. We went to a lady's house. It was like a home show party or something. But for makeup and color. And I don't know. You are a spring. I don't even remember. I'm trying to think of I don't know. I don't even know what the outcome was. I don't know. I think makeup in my family skips a generation because my grandmother didn't wear a lot of makeup. My mom does. She does her full face makeup. And then I don't hardly do any. My sister doesn't hardly do any. Maybe eyeshadow and a little blush, but that's about it for me. Once in a while, like if I have a color consultation at work, then I'll try to look fancy. But, and my daughter, she does makeup and does a great job. So I just think it skipped. I don't know. Oh, I'm concentrating. Sorry, guys. I'm glad you're chatting among yourselves. Oh, Sam, you were a makeup artist. Yeah, my daughter, she does that kind of stuff. She went to school for a little while, but she didn't complete it. But yeah, she loves, that's her favorite thing to do in her spare time is do her makeup. But I'm like, oh, I could be doing so many more things right now. Which is probably why I don't do live videos with my face on it in my pajamas sitting in my craft room. You ladies that were at the retreat, you know I wear my jammies when I'm crafting. I think we wore pajamas the whole retreat. That was awesome. So if we have another retreat and you guys want to come, just know you have to want to wear pajamas the whole weekend. We did have a couple day outings planned, and we went to those, but it wasn't really, it was more we just all wanted to stay and craft. That was the main thing. So that was fun. Yeah, you're right, Sam. Makeup does, I find it takes a lot of time. Especially with like, my daughter was telling me the other day something about a primer, and, you know, like I said, I work in the paint industry. So I was like, a primer, you seriously have a primer for your face? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, you mean like a foundation? She's like, no, a primer. It's different. Oh, sorry. So she just laughs at me all the time about that. She did my nails once when she was going to school. That was pretty funny. All I know is I do not like to have my cuticles cut or whatever those things are. Is that what those are? Yeah. No. No. I did not like that. And then she had to do a facial massage, and I kept laughing because it tickled. And she's like, Mom, when I take my final class, you can't laugh. Like, you have to be serious. I was like, well, I am serious. It's like, it's seriously making me laugh. It was so hard. I got through it and she aced the class, but I was like, oh my gosh, that was terrible. Ouch, I just poked my finger. And I one time was going to have a, what do they call those? Pedicure. And I don't know, my boss at work, this is when I was at the paint store. So my boss, they were like trying to promote like women working there because it used to be I was the only lady there. There was like, well, there was me and one other lady in another store. So we were the only two out of like 20 stores. And so they were going to, like, they started recruiting to get more women and be more diverse and all that. So we started getting all these ladies. Well, when you work at a paint store, you're lifting like literally like 3,000 gallons of paint a day. And so I was getting these ladies coming in that were like, you know, oh yeah, applying for the cashier job. And I'm like, no, it's not really that. Um, and you have to lift a lot, and it was crazy. So anyway, he decides the um, our boss, he decides to have a day where he took all the ladies to have either a manicure or a pedicure. And so at that time there was probably about 15 of us. I'm like, okay. So like, all right, I'll do the manicure. I'm not going to do a pedicure. But they were like, "Oh, well, we have too many people doing the manicure, so you're going to have to do the pedicure." I'm like, "Okay." Which I'm like, "Okay, if you're doing a facial on me and I'm laughing, what's going to happen when you do my feet, right?" So I got a migraine so bad I couldn't even go to work. So literally, like, I'm not lying about the migraine. I used to get migraines a lot, and I had this migraine that was so bad. And so I called him and he was like, "Are you doing this just to get out of it?" And I was like, "No, like seriously, I have this terrible migraine." And okay, that's got too much orange in it. Um, so he was like, "Okay, well, I guess you can go," but it was pretty funny. All right. Bye, ladies. Whoever's leaving. Bye. Thank you. Thanks for joining me. Hope you guys have a great day. I don't know. Maybe I need a blue one. Let me see. I kind of want, no, it has to be the right one for me. Oh, good. Yeah, I plan on doing a more in-depth color theory thing and help, because a lot of people ask me that, like, how do you know what color to use? Or, oh, wait, I think I found a cute one there. Oh, I like that one. Um, so yeah, I'll be doing that in the future, kind of, and I'll have samples and stuff. So that's all in the plans for me, but just got to find time to do that. If there was like 60 hours in a day instead of 24, I might get a lot more done. Just saying. So, well, I think I'm going to go. I've been on here about an hour, so I think I'm going to go. And you guys stay tuned to my channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, all that good stuff. And I will be posting updates here as I go along. So I hope you join me. I will do a full flip through of this journal once I'm done with it. And again, thank you everybody for joining in and for the fun. Thanks for chatting with me. I've enjoyed it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Thanks for stopping in.